Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is your host, your boy, your one and only Galaxy, and I'm signing in to another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing in for Comic-Con Radio. Coverage of pop culture events from around the globe. Amazing interviews with celebrities. Daily recaps and reviews of popular television. The Walking Dead. Z Nation. Van Helsing. DC Titans. Flash. The Legends of Tomorrow. Black Lightning. American Horror Story. The Green Arrow. Movie reviews. Everything Comic-Con and fandom from around the globe. Comic-Con Radio. Get ready to enter our universe. Let's go. Welcome to another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. So, let me hear your feedback. How do you like Comic-Con Radio so far? How do you like these episodes? How do you like our show so far? I know the majority of the episodes so far, we've been really in depth with many of these television series, a couple other things here and there, but mostly these TV series, which are amazing, right? Hey, you could make a whole series, if you could make a whole series about one television show, imagine how the series would be when we cover 10. It's cool. Today's episode, I want to go in depth in Flash. Flash is great. Flash is lovely. And all those flashers out there. Flashers. Are you flashers? Nah, it's the flash heads or flasheroids or flasheretzos. It's Flash, Season 5, Episode 3 review. Yay! Right? I love the theme. So great. Everything about Flash is amazing. It's one of those things that when I watch it, it just makes me feel all-American. It makes me feel at home. It makes me feel nostalgic. I don't know why. It's a modern show set in modern times with modern situations, but it just makes me feel good. It has a whole part with the characters. The characters are really cool. Danielle Panabaker, Grant Gustin, Carlos Valdez, and so forth. They're great characters. They're just amazing. Amazing. Love them. And that was just to name a few. Danielle Nicolette, Jessica Parker Kennedy, beautiful, Hartley Sawyer. The list goes on, and I forgot one of my most favorite, Candace Patton. Really cutie. Love her on the show. Tom Cavanaugh, Jesse L. Martin. And did you hear Jesse L. Martin is taking some off time for his health? Now, they haven't said, or there's no reports on what exactly is going on. I'm thinking, I saw a report earlier in the season, he hurt his back. So I'm thinking it's injuries due to his back. And if you notice in some of the episodes, he's looking older, or is he not caring about getting fixed up for the show? Because normally on the episodes, he has his hair trim, it looks all dark. He looks like the same dude from the back then, the cop shows he was in, right? And he's a cool dude. He dresses cool. He's a nice guy. Always amazing to his fans. And I feel bad he's hurt. So I'm thinking it's his back. But he's taking some time off. He's still in some of these episodes. You see him standing by a wall or sitting on a chair, mostly sitting on a chair doing his scenes. And, we don't know what's really going on. But hopefully everything's okay. But I've noticed you see more gray in his hair. And I know he hasn't aged that much in a season, right? It's 5-6 months between seasons. Last season, he looked, tall, dark, and handsome, dashing. And this season, he looks like a grandpa. And I notice he looks like a grandpa. Maybe they're making him look like that. Maybe he doesn't care to get fixed up. I don't know. But you know what, Mr. Martin, Jesse, I hope you feel better. I hope everything goes well. And we can't wait to see you back in full force as your cop self on the TV show. Right? I know we see you, but we want to see you. You know what I'm saying? This season has been so crazy, right? Lots of ups and downs and sideways, and everything's just been hectic. Ever since Nora came. Well, Nora came last season, right? Season 4. And she's been like following them around and all sorts of stuff. But actually to come out as Nora, their daughter, and all that in episode 1 of this season, things have been really hectic. So hectic. And, this week is, what do I say? Very important week because we kind of see why Cicada is the way he is. Not ultra all the way, but a lot of hints and a lot of little details here and there, right? And every time he beats the Flash team, he beats Team Flash, he's like ahead of them. He's ahead of them. And it starts in the episode with, a young Nora, browsing through the future Flash Museum. And she sees something, notices something about Cicada, right? And, this confirms that she does know Cicada, right? Because if she saw Cicada in the future as a child in the Flash Museum, so she knows something about him, maybe not everything, but something. Because they asked her, do you know her? And she just plays that childish thing, like looks away and all that stuff, which is funny. It's really, really, really funny. And, we also understood from that moment, from, the confirmation at the Flash Museum and all this stuff, that nobody's ever defeated Cicada, right? He's the only foe that the Flash or any of his super duper friends, they never defeated him. Just never. And I also love this episode because it brings in, who does it bring in? It brings in Wells back into the picture. Tom Cavanaugh. Cool dude. It also shows that Tom Cavanaugh is taller than I thought. I've seen him at events, but, he's taller than I thought because he's almost up there with Elongated Man. Elongated Man. Hartley Sawyer, right? Funny character. I always thought, he's Elongated Man. Isn't he Plastic Man? I don't know. Should he turn into Plastic Man? I don't know. We'll see what's up. Elongated Man is such a funny name, right? Hi, I'm the Flash. I'm XS. I'm this, I'm that. I'm Elongated Man. It sounds so weird, doesn't it? So the team decides they need some added brain power, right? They do, because Wells was part of, Wells was one of the smartest people, or is one of the smartest people they know and is out there. Come on, Star Labs, he created it. Whether it was the original Wells or the, Wells that we know from the first couple of seasons, you know who that was. But still, Star Labs is created. And also another thing, it's funny that I never realized that Star Labs had, shares, and their shares was worth so much. That's got my point. I said it in episodes before. I was like, where did these guys get their money from? And now I know they get their money from shares of Star Labs, because how can you keep a big building like that in the middle of a heart of a city, right? How can you keep it in the heart of the city like that without paying taxes or something? Somebody's got to get paid something, right? Nothing's free in this country, in this world, whether we're in Earth 1, 2, 10, 27, 52, 105. Taxes is taxes, whatever Earth we're on. And they are thinking about getting brain power. And, Nora brings up the fact that, we can get some help. So Cisco beams in Herr Wells. You remember Herr Wells from last season and some of the seasons where he's standing there. He has this German accent. He talks like that. It's funny. He's usually rude to Cisco and everybody else, but he was like a fanboy. He was fanboying over Barry and flustering over Iris and just giving them compliments and all sorts of stuff. And he recommended another Wells from another Earth. He recommended Sherlock. So you can't say Sherlock, right? Because we have Sherlock Holmes. And it'd be kind of funny if you say Sherlock Wells, but it's Sherlock. He's French, I believe, or whatever they call it in their Earth, whatever they call French in their Earth, but it's Sherlock. And he doesn't come cheap. And that's where the shares of Star Labs comes in. Because Grant Gustin, the Flash, he's like, okay, we could sell some shares to pay him off. And they pay him quite a bit of money. Oh, yeah, they pay him quite a bit of money. And that's how they're able to hire him. And he's the multiverse's greatest detective. Of course, Wells is a genius. So if he's going to be a detective, he's a genius detective in any Earth. And he comes in and he agrees. And he takes a look at the evidence. And he points out, a lot of things. And he tells Flash and XS that this is David Hirsch, right? Now, David Hirsch, and we all saw this episode, he's basically a Unabomber type, right, who tinkers with bombs, and he has this creepy cabin. And, I don't know if it's this same person, right? Let's go on with this episode. Let's see what's up. But Flash and XS rush over there, and they capture him. And they turn him in, and they are questioning him in the station. But it turns out that he's not Cicada. Or Cicada. And that's due to his shoe size. And also he has no dark matter, this and that, yada, yada, yada. And, it's funny because Sherlock Wells was making a big to-do of how to find him because he doesn't want to share his secrets. Come on. Who shares the secrets of what they know or what's up if you're getting paid, right, instantly? No, he's like any attorney or investigator or PI or whatever, private investigator. He tries to milk that bill. I have attorneys that work for what we do here, and they milk the bill. They're like, oh, you want to trademark this, or you want to, copyright this broadcast? All right, let's milk it. I've gotten the system down. I know how these guys work now, but, Flash and, all of them, team, they're very good-hearted people. They don't understand that Sherlock Wells is a shyster, but honest shyster, He wants to make his money because, he has all these, wives that he's divorced with. He has, 100 wives, not 100, but, he has all these wives he's divorced with, and he has to pay alimony or palimony or schmalimony or whatever. And, him being the greatest detective, probably a lot of women flock to him on his Earth, right? He is the Mac Daddy of his Earth and the multiverse. And so they find out that this guy, David Hirsch, is not Cicada. So that's crazy. And then Sherlock admits that he kind of sent them on a Hirsch kind of egg hunt, and he knew already what's up. But he's saying that on every Earth, he's supposed to be Cicada. He's Cicada's alter ego. But due to Nora's arrival in this timeline, a different Cicada with a different kill list is in play. So yeah, this guy David Hirsch is still a bomb maker, still a killer, still has a list to kill people, but he's not Cicada. So yes, good they caught David Hirsch, but not Cicada. So that's crazy. Nora kind of messed things up a little bit. And you know what the funny thing is? And Wells brings this up later. Why is it that all last season, Nora did nothing to present herself as XS, but then all of a sudden now with the Tinker satellite? Did she want to hit the Tinker satellite to change something? To add, the matter, black matter, or that crazy matter everywhere? Right? We got to think about these things because it's very important. We got to really think about what's going on. And like I said, we need to think about things in a different way. We need to look at it in a different way. So that way we can go ahead and understand what's going on around us, because the show is just playing, but we need to like see every little detail to start understanding what's going on, right? And it's just twists and turns. And meanwhile, while they're doing that, Cicada shows up at Joe's house. And that's when I thought, Joe, or, we already spoke about him, Jesse, if he's ill, because I noticed then he was ill. Yeah, I read some articles that he was taking some time off, but I thought he needed a vacation. But that's when I saw him, is like his sideburns were all like out like 4 inches, and his hair didn't look the same. And there was lots of gray in his head. And I know he hasn't aged that much. You don't age much in 6 months unless there's something wrong, unless you're going under stress or something. So, and he was sitting down the whole scene. He didn't get up once to like protect Cecile. He didn't get up once to do anything to try to fight Cicada. So I knew something was wrong with him. So I hope he feels better. Let's give him some love and support, and give him some hearts and whatever, and all on social media, because that's all we can give, right? We don't know him personally. And if you do know him personally, give my support. Hope he feels better. If you're listening, Jesse, and I hope you are, I hope you feel better, bro. So Cicada shows up at Joe's house, and he basically, tells him that he wants Vibe, the metahuman known as Vibe, and Joe like plays it off like he doesn't know it, and Cicada tortures Joe, right? He tortures him so he could summon Vibe. And, they got that like special handheld thing that they could call Flash or the Flash team. They have to have it because everybody knows their address. Isn't that a funny thing? Like these dudes and gals and guys and everybody in the Flash or the Arrow, they live in the same address. And you see people breaking in, and then the next day they're like hanging out there. If you get some crazy ass metahuman breaking into your house and they know your address, your ass better move to some secluded area. Why don't all these people just move to Star Labs? It's big enough. They got enough money in the shares. Why don't they just remodel it and create like this amazing housing area where they all could just live together, be separate but together? That way they're protected from the Star Labs major security systems. I know they got to have their own house and apartments and live, but you ain't normal people. You wake up in the morning, eat breakfast like you're Tom, Joe, and Mary. You're not. You're the Flash. You're, Jesse L. Martin. You're Vibe. You're Carlos Valdez. You're Josu. Daniel Panabaker. You guys are superheroes or metas or whatever, and you're targeted. And you're at the freaking Star Labs all day long anyways. You're at Star Labs every day, like 20 hours a day, and you go home for a few hours. Aren't you afraid that you'll get picked off on your way home or from home to Star Labs? Like everybody knows your address. Every killer, villain, supervillain. Aren't you afraid of sleeping at night and someone breaking in? I don't know. I would live at Star Labs, right? So at that point, Cecile, kind of is hiding. She comes down and she's hiding because she heard Joe's thoughts upstairs. She was like, uh-oh, I hear him. And that's a cool thing, right? All that time, Joe doesn't want her thinking of her thoughts, and then now he does. And it's crazy. She comes downstairs, and she's trying to, push the signal alert for Flash. But Joe uses his thoughts to warn her not to draw Vibe into the situation because he knows that Cicada wants Vibe, but she doesn't. And he's just telling her not to. Right? And then Cicada, he starts going rough at Joe. Come on, he has back problems, okay? Okay, I don't know if he has workers' comp or anything, but he has back problems, so leave him alone. And then Jenna's cry distracts and stops Cicada from like beating up her pops. Right? She's like, wah, wah, at the right time. But he hears that. And that's when Cecile alerts Team Flash. But, Flash is busy because Nora's taking all his time and they're trying to figure this thing out. And Cisco's there, and he's like, I gotta go. So he vibes himself there. And the second vibe comes in, Cicada tackles him right back into the breach. And nobody knows their destination, right? But you know what? They all got trackers on their suits, on their helmets, on their tech. So they're going to get figured out. And, you know, Candace Patton, she's got it down, right? Iris. I call her Candace Patton. Iris got it down. She's like, you know, she's a great part of the team, right? She's a great part of the team. You know, anybody that doesn't think she's part of the team, she is a big part. I know she's not a meta-human like all of them. She's not a genius like Wells. She's not an ultra detective like her pops, you know, but, you know, she has the blog and she's informative and she's very nice and she's very, you know, she has a big heart. So I think that adds to everything. And she's an amazing wife. Look how she treats, you know, Barry. Really cool. Such a great relationship, you know? Amazing. Amazing. See, that's what I tell you guys. You got to learn from these TV shows and movies and everything. You got to learn from them. You got to learn from their relationships, how they interact with each other, the way they talk to each other. You don't hear them raising their voices or fighting or cursing or saying negative things. You hear cool things. Learn from this, ladies and gentlemen. Learn from these characters and from their, you know, characteristics and from their ways, because you could learn a lot. I'm just telling you, look at these programs and shows and listen to my show and learn from it. You know, you could become a better person. And if you're a great person, that's amazing. We always have room for improvement. I tell that to everybody. All of us do. If anybody says they're perfect, you're not. Because everyone has room for improvement. I do, you do, we all do. Right? So I'm just saying. You know, back to the show. Another thing I wanted to bring out. You know, we got to start watching these shows live. I'm an advocate of this. Apps are amazing. Only approved apps should be seen, okay? For any show, whether it's the Flash, Arrow, anything on the Arrowverse. I said the Euroverse. The Rariverse. Anything on the Arrowverse, anything in AMC. And I know some people can't. I know you're working, you're at work, you're doing something. I get it. But if you have cable, and some people can't afford cable, I understand. And some people can't afford these apps where you have to pay money. I get it. But that's a small percentage of us. Okay, if you can't afford getting the correct app to watch these shows on, and you can't afford cable, and you can't afford anything, just can't afford it. You got nothing, zero. And the only way you can watch is it on these free apps. Okay, you got a free pass. I don't condone it, but it's all good. It's up to you. But if you can, please watch these shows live, because A, it gives them ratings, and ratings is what keeps these shows alive. I'm a big advocate about this. I'm going to fight for this. I'm going to push for this. I'm a big advocate for watching all these TV programs live, because that's how we keep them alive. Look at all these amazing shows that we love that's been canceled because of ratings. They have millions of fans. They have people that love them. The shows are amazing. There's nothing wrong. The only thing that is wrong is the ratings, because the networks, it's all about money, right? Ratings bring money. If they don't make money, they can't keep the shows going. It's just common sense, because all these actors in the shows want money. It's not free. They don't work for free, right? They make a living out of this. They got to eat, and the studios got to eat, right? I'm not trying to be harsh about it, say the studios is greedy. I'm not saying that. No, studios is lovely. They got to pay them. Everybody, it's just a big circle. Money's what make these shows go around. Money's what make this world go around, unless, you know, not unless, without kind of like our support, okay? Our support is number one, but money is what makes them go around. Okay, so if you can watch it live, please. I'm telling you, I'm an advocate. I'm going to keep saying it in every episode. Watch these things live, because it matters. Oh my God, it matters. All right, let's get back to this. So at that point, when the destination unknown, that was a cool, you know, kind of like a foot in to do that. So Cisco is in the woods somewhere being chased, right? And he contacts Team Flash. He's like, oh my God, help me. I don't know where I'm at. Because he was basically breached, and they don't know where they were breached. They were just arrived. But they must be somewhere in the same vicinity in the city, right? Or somewhere in the outskirts. And Sherlock uses intel about the specific trees and crickets and sounds to help Barry nail down the specific forest. And he's like, oh, wait, listen. Oh, he's like, that's so-and-so. And he hears the trees. He's like, that's pretty smart. There's people like that out there. I've seen stuff on Discovery Channel and stuff like that where people can figure out locations by someone's fart. They're like, oh, he's at Burger King. So he uses that same technology in his brain. It's called being smart. And he figures it out, right? And Barry shows up there. And Barry's powers get jammed or whammed or schmalammed, just like last week. He's like, I'm here on the ground. Oh, I can't do nothing. That must feel so bad having the power that Flash does, that Barry does, and some new dude on the block wearing a freaking respirator mask and a knife that looks like your Flash lightning bulb is basically stunning your power, and you're just like laying there like a little lamb, right? Isn't that a coincidence? His knife looks like Flash's emblem. Let's put that together, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put that together this week. Things to think about. And all of a sudden, the moment comes where he's face to face with Cicada, right? And at that moment, luckily, Nora comes, boom. And basically, here's the thing with Nora. Nora keeps screwing things up because she's a novice. She's just learning the ropes. She's trying too hard. She doesn't know what's up. Her education was, the Flash archives. We don't know, right? But, it's been very skittish, right? And things been screwing up. But anyway, she grabs, the item from the pipeline, whatever she took from there, whatever the thing that is, gizmajig or whatever. And she basically gets there and gives it to Cisco, and Cisco throws it hard at Cicada. And Cicada uses that like a baseball, right? He just like hits it back. Tank, right? And with his dagger, of course, not with his hand. He like uses his dagger as a baseball bat. And kablooey, boom. And it appears that Cisco got blown up into smithereens, right? At that point, you're like, what happened? What happened to Cisco? And isn't that messed up? They freaking call the episode, Death of Vibe. Everybody's like, what the hell? Why are you calling it the Death of Vibe? Everybody that wrote to us are like, is Vibe dead? Is Cisco Ramon dead? Is Carlos Valdez kicked out of the show? I'm like, no. They just call it that to get you nervous. But you know what? With all these fan sites and everything, they already like spoil things anyways. They know he's not dead. Come on. He ain't dead. Cisco Ramon can't die. Cisco Ramon cannot die. Cisco Ramon is part of the show. Right? And then Cicada sees it and he's like, well, I gotta go. And he flies up in the air. I didn't know his dagger could make him fly in the air. That's a new thing. Where's the propulsion? Where is your propulsion? That's something Stan Lee said one time. It was a conference and Stan Lee was standing there acting like Superman and making a Superman pose. And he's like, I don't understand where their propulsion comes from. He just stands there and he whisks off into the air. And that was very funny to hear it from Stan Lee, right? Because a lot of the Marvel characters, their attributes and their powers and the things they have kind of like where they get their power from. Iron Man is a jet jetpack suit, and so and so is this, and the Hulk is this, and everybody has powers, and for a reason, and they have a propulsion system when they fly. Where it ignites from or starts from, but a lot of DC characters don't. They just fly, right? So maybe it's the cells in their body, whatever it is, it still looks cool. He stuck his knife in the air, or his flash-looking sword, his flash lightning bolt sword, and he just whisked away in the air. That's kind of cool. There's nothing this dude can't do. He stuns your power so nobody could kick his ass, and then he takes his, lightning bolt thingamajig, points in the air like Thor, and just flies away, right? He just goes, right? I think his propulsion system comes out of his butt. What do you think? Right? He just gives that first and just goes in the air. That's his propulsion system. All right, Stanley, that's where it comes from. Comes from their bottom. They stand there, they give a nice little push, and they fly in the air. That's where it starts from. And then the rest, their little meta powers or whatever tools they got keeps them going. But it's that initial push is that. I have a friend. He does that as a joke. He runs and he acts like he's flying like Superman, and he lays a fart and he goes, and it looks like he's flying, and the fart was like his propulsion. So it's funny. I'm not going to name his name. I'll name his name one day on the show. Hey, we'll make a contest next month. Okay, let's do that. If someone wins a particular contest, I'm going to name his name. I'm going to call him the Farter Propulsion, or the Farter Hero, or the Meta Fart. He's looking at me right now. He's like, you better not. I better too do it. I better too. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know who is the farter on the team, here, give us a call, toll free, 1-800-976-0305. Duck. Oops, I duck. He's throwing stuff. Okay. Or go to our website, comiccon-radio.com, or on social media at Comic Con Radio. This is funny. But another thing, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to our show. We're on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, just everywhere. Overcast, we're just everywhere. Please subscribe. 1 million strong. Our target goal is to be 1 million subscribers. We want to hit this target soon. Okie dokie. I love you guys, so please support. So, okay, let's get back to the meat and grits of the show. So basically, Barry gets up and he's all sad about it. And he discovers that Nora and Cisco faked Vibe's death, right? They were using a portable breach device that they had, right? And now they got to have Vibe be dead. Right, it's like that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. He comes in and fakes your death, and you have to remain dead. But they're not going to put Cisco in witness protection program, but they faked his death. So Cicada and everybody thinks he's dead. The team members know he's alive, and they're going to hide him. They're going to hide him because they got to keep him away from Cicada's radar. Right? He's after him for some reason. There's something that Cisco can do. I think it's the breaching. I think Cicada's after something, right? And doesn't Chris Klein look so angry every time they show him, right? It's sad, the part when he visits his daughter at the hospital and all those other situations. It's sad, right? And he works at some factory and, but it's just so sad. It's just so sad. He just looks mad. Don't be mad, dude. You got a job. You're on the Flash this whole season. You probably got paid a good check. It's gonna keep you alive for a while, and then from this you can go to shows, Comic-Con events for the next few years. No, I'm just kidding. I'll just give him a He's like, shut up. Anyways, now in the aftermath of this week's battle, Barry and Iris invite Nora to crash with them at their loft, right? That's their daughter. They want her over. They want to see what's up. They want to know what's up, right? It's funny. They don't have Nora for a while, but they still have that parent trait, which is kind of cool, especially Iris. Very overprotective, and she wants to click and get close. And I think we're starting to find out what the issue between them is. And I know the issue. I'm not going to tell you. Next episode, I'll tell you. But I know what their problem is. Meow. And, Sherlock, since he blundered the whole thing, they're like, you can't go anywhere. You got to pay us back. And he's like, I don't got the money. I can't pay you back. I already paid this, and that. So they're like, you got to stay. And he's going to stay. Of course, that's a great way to get Wells, Tom Cavanaugh, back in, because they got to keep him fresh, right? They can't just have him the same Wells guy, the genius, right? Everybody else has powers and situations and things like that, but he don't. So he has to reinvent that character, which is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. And it's crazy. Now, Sherlock is going to be sleeping at Star Labs, and he's taking the lounge. That's where Nora was, right? So now Nora's going to go crash at their pad, and it's cool. Plus, it has a full bar, and all the Wells, they love coffee and, I don't know, drinking or whatever. I don't think they like drinking, but they love coffee because they're always drinking something, right? And later, Sherlock finds something out, right? He finds something really, really important out. He is one-on-one with Nora, right? And he asks her, and that was the question I brought up in the beginning, right? He asks her, why did you punch the satellite? After months and months of shadowing your parents and not saying anything and just popping up here and there and saying hi at the coffee shop or wherever, why now? And why the thinker satellite, right? Did she arrive at this decision on her own? Did someone force her to do it? Did someone want her to do it? Did she do it for a purpose? Is there something going on? We don't know. We got to find out, right? These are some clues. And Sherlock Wells is smart. He knows what's up. He probably already knows. And he's putting 2 to 2 together. And, she's like, and she does that same, Jessica Kennedy Parker, or Jessica Parker Kennedy, or Kennedy Parker Jessica, or just kidding. And she does that cute face she does. Very beautiful girl. Very excellent choice for Nora. Love it. And Sherlock pretends to wave it off, right? He's like, oh, yeah, whatever. And when she turns around, she makes that face, right, that I was talking about. And then he looks like, I know, girl, somebody's proudly telling you, somebody's probably pushed her to do it, or she's doing it for some reason. There's something going on. And she looks rattled. Like, uh-oh, Sherlock knows what's up. Was that a mistake that I asked them to bring him? Was that a mistake? And also in this episode, Ralphie boy. Oh, Ralphie boy. He's getting a meme this episode, right? He gets a pear meme or something like that. Well, he's humiliated by it. But come on, your name is elongated, man. And he stopped that situation by becoming, what was it, a pear or something? I don't know what he looked like. Those punching dolls. Remember those as a kid when you punch it comes right back up? They fall. They come. Anyways, he helps Caitlin follow up on her father's fake death certificate. And, they want to know if the mom had some kind of role in it. And her mom, which is Dr. Tannhauser, she's cold, right? She's like a big executive, wealthy, powerful. And she laughs at Caitlin's theory and his theory. And they both look at themselves like, whatever. And she insists that her father, Thomas, is dead. He's dead. She's like, let it go. He's dead. He's gone. But they don't want to let it go, right? Because Caitlin feels that something's going on. And also, she has Ralph's support. And Ralph's like, let's just go for it. Let's find it. And later on, she's like going through some stuff, right? Some of the paperwork, things like that. And she finds the note that her dad left for her. And now when she was a kid, she would play some like game with her father and use these code words and like, creating words from it and stuff like that, decoding stuff, right? And she realizes that his seemingly non-cynical data is actually encrypted and encrypted with a code that she used as a kid, right? I was just explaining, like she used to play this game with him and she started deciphering it. And wow, she just goes at it, and she comes up with something and it says, Caitlin, come find me. And I think he left that for her because her mom had something to do with it. Maybe like her mom told him to like bug off or something's going on. Or maybe the dad, Thomas, had a special power. Maybe he's a meta. That's how Caitlin got her meta abilities because her mom's not a meta, right? Or is she? I don't know. I don't know if her mom's a meta. I don't think she is. I don't know that. But a lot of the visions vibe was giving Caitlin, like in this episode, previous episodes, actually the previous episodes, was kind of showing that Caitlin has had these powers as a kid and they were suppressed and they came out now because of severe stress or whatever. That's how it usually happens, right? People's powers are suppressed and then through stress or something, it just breaks out and you're like, da-da, superpowers. And, maybe the dad has powers and he left and maybe the mom knows he was a meta and he just left to protect them or something. We gotta find out what's up. But the note says, Caitlin, come find me. And she's gonna find him. She's gonna find him. She's gotta find him. That's her pappy. That's her dear old dad. And, little girls and young women, they love their fathers so much. They cling to them like they're like daddy's little girl. And she got to miss out on that. And I don't know if her mom, old Doc, knows what's up or doesn't know what's up. Maybe she also knows that Caitlin has meta powers, but she doesn't want to talk about it. We're going to find out. A lot of twists and turns this season. My God, so much drama, so much twists, turns, new characters, amazing plots. That's why these shows stay alive. That's why The Flash stays alive, because it's amazing. It's their 5th season, and I hope they go another 5 seasons, right? I got to tell you guys this. If any of these shows stop and get canceled, what are we going to do? I know new shows are coming, right? Batwoman's coming with Ruby Rose, but this is The Flash. This is our team. When I watch this show, it makes me feel good to the core. I don't know how it makes you feel. Let me know how it makes you feel. I want to know. I want to know how you feel when you watch The Flash. And I love The Flash. I'm such a fan of the show. The characters, the people in it, the plots, the situations, everything. The new characters. I love that they brought Nora in. She's a great actress, and I love her for the part. She plays the young part so well. She plays the serious part so well, even though she's not the age they're portraying her, but she looks it, right? She looks beautiful for her age. And Candice Patton is playing such a good mother role, right? She just fit into the role perfect. I love the way her nose and smile goes and her eyes, the way she looks at Nora. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out in the next episode why there's so much tension between them. Why? We're going to find out that it's just not, daddy's girl type of situation. We're going to find out what's really going on. And it's meaty. It's juicy. So you got to come back. You got to come back to Comic-Con Radio. And you got to come back to the Flash episode, right? What's next episode? It's season 5. And what episode is it? Episode 4 next time. Right? So we can't wait for that. There's so much going on. We're going to find out about Cicada's mask. We're going to find out about the situation. More on Jesse L. Martin. I'm going to update you guys and gals on that. And there's just so much going on in the Arrowverse here with The Flash. Now, I've enjoyed this season extremely. And I hope you have. And I hope you've enjoyed our episodes so far. Like I said, please subscribe to us. By subscribing to us, you keep us alive too, right? And we want to be the IT radio podcast for you. Radio show, radio podcast, whatever you want to call Comic-Con Radio. What you want to call us, anything, call us that. We're that, okay? And we want to be here for you with all your favorite programs, events, interviews, and stuff like that. So you have to subscribe, please. And also, check us out online. That's comiccon-radio.com, on social media, at Comic-Con Radio, or give us a call anytime. Toll free, 1-800-976-0305. I love you guys for listening. I appreciate you guys listening. I appreciate you guys tuning in, because without you, there is no Comic-Con Radio. There is no fandom. There's no universe. There's nothing. There is no such thing as a fandom without you guys, right? Because we make fandom. We make this universe together. And that's why I always say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, all that stuff, because it's morning, afternoon, evening for somebody at this moment. And I always say, have a good one, right? Because I want you guys to be happy and enjoy the universe we're in. And we're so lucky. We are so lucky that we're living in a time that our favorite characters are live on the screen, and we get to watch them weekly or on a movie or even go to these events. How lucky are we that we get to go to Comic-Con events, pop culture events, anywhere, and actually see and meet our favorite actors and characters live in front of us, right? So we have to support the show, support every pop culture show, support every Comic-Con event, support everything, because without us, there is no them. And without no them, we can't see the meat and gritty of what's going on. So let's stay tuned. And I can't wait. November, we're going to start giving out some contests, right? We're going to have some cool contests coming up. We're going to do some great giveaways from the Comic-Con vault. And we got some great stuff in that vault, like some great stuff. I'm telling you, I want to keep it, but I can't. I gotta give them out to you guys. And just look out for that. Also, our app's going to be launching this holiday season, our Comic-Con Radio app. So I can't wait for that. I'll let you guys know how to get that. Let's grow strong. Let's be together. Also, coming up in November, we're releasing a lot of celebrity interviews. Yeah, we've recorded a ton of them. We're going to be releasing those. So stay tuned for that. Also releasing my book. That's going to be coming out this November. I'll let you guys know how to get that. And also our special VIP, we're going to call our VIP episodes, that I'll let you guys know how to get those if you love our show, because we love you. And like I said, always, and I'll be here with you forever and ever and ever, as long as you want me to be. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is your boy, your best friend, Galaxy, signing out from another amazing episode of, say it, Comic-Con Radio. Thank you. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Till next time. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Galaxy signing out from another amazing episode of Comic-Con Radio. Tune in for your daily shows of Comic-Con Radio. Go to comiccon-radio.com. Reach us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Comic-Con Radio. You can call us toll free right now. 800-976-0305. 800-976-0305. Comic-Con Radio, taking the world one listener at a time.